When you carry divine purpose, you become a beacon of light that naturally exposes the darkness in others. This isn't about fault or blame, it's about the undeniable truth of your presence. Resistance, opposition, and even hostility may arise, not because you're doing something wrong, but because your light reveals what's hidden. Remember, this is not a battle against individuals, but a spiritual journey. The reactions you encounter are proof of your impact. It's not easy to walk as one of God's chosen, but the challenges are part of the divine plan to shape you, strengthen you, and fulfill your purpose. When you carry a divine purpose, your very existence becomes a challenge to the darkness around you. It's not something you necessarily choose or even realize at first. It's just who you are, a light in a world often shrouded in shadows. But this light, while it brings hope and healing to many, can also provoke discomfort, anger, or resistance in others. Why? Because light reveals what the darkness hides, and many people are not ready to confront what lies within them. Your presence has a way of shining a spotlight on truths people might not want to face. It's like walking into a dimly lit room and suddenly turning on a bright lamp. Those who have grown accustomed to the shadows may recoil, not because of who you are, but because they are not ready for what they now see in themselves. It's important to understand that this reaction is not a reflection of your shortcomings or flaws, it's a testament to the power of the light within you. This phenomenon can manifest in various ways. Sometimes it's subtle, a strained smile, a curt response, or an inexplicable sense of tension in the room when you enter. Other times it's overt, sharp criticism, unfounded accusations, or even open hostility. These reactions can feel confusing or even hurtful if you don't recognize their source. But when you understand that your light is exposing something hidden, it becomes easier to see these reactions for what they truly are, a reflection of inner struggles, insecurities, or unresolved issues in others. People often fear what they don't understand or what they're not ready to face. Your light may remind them of their untapped potential, neglected dreams, or the ways they've compromised their values. It might also highlight the masks they wear to hide their true selves. For some, this is inspiring and motivating. It sparks a desire to grow and change. For others, it's threatening. They might not be ready to confront their fears, admit their flaws, or step into their own light. Instead, they lash out, not realizing that their discomfort is not caused by you, but by the awakening you've triggered within them. This is why it's so essential to remain steadfast in your purpose. It's tempting to dim your light to avoid conflict, to make others more comfortable, or to fit into spaces where you seem to irritate others simply by being yourself. But dimming your light serves no one. It doesn't help those who are struggling, and it certainly doesn't align with the calling you've been given. Your purpose is to shine, even if it makes others uncomfortable. Because sometimes discomfort is the first step toward transformation. You must also remember that your light is not about you, it's about the divine power working through you. It's not something you created or something you can take credit for. It's a gift, a responsibility, and a mission. Recognizing this helps you to detach from the reactions of others. Their anger, envy, or resistance is not a personal attack, it's a reaction to something far greater than you. When you stop taking these responses personally, you free yourself from the burden of trying to please everyone or fix their discomfort. Instead of shrinking back, lean into your light. Let it shine unapologetically, knowing that it's doing the work it's meant to do. Some will be drawn to it, finding hope and healing in your presence. Others may resist it, feeling exposed or unsettled. Both responses are part of the process, and both serve a purpose. You are not responsible for how others react, but you are responsible for staying true to your calling. So when you feel the weight of resistance, remind yourself of this truth: your light is not the problem. It's a solution in a world that desperately needs it, even if not everyone recognizes it. Keep shining. The darkness cannot comprehend the light, but it cannot overcome it either. Your light is a gift to the world, and its impact, seen and unseen, is far greater than you can imagine. Resistance is often the clearest sign that you are making an impact. When you walk in your divine purpose, it's impossible to move unnoticed. Your actions, your words, and even your presence begin to stir something deep within others. This stirring can be uncomfortable, even for those who admire you, and it often manifests as resistance. But this resistance is not a sign that you're on the wrong path. Quite the opposite, it's evidence that your calling is shaking the foundations of what others have grown comfortable with, whether in their own lives or in the world around them. The growth is rarely comfortable. Just as a seed must break through the soil to reach the sunlight, breaking through old patterns, beliefs, or habits often feels like a disruption. When you challenge the status quo simply by living in alignment with your purpose, people around you are forced to confront the contrast between where they are and where they could be. This isn't always a pleasant process. For some, it ignites a desire to change, to rise, and to grow. For others, it triggers fear, defensiveness, or even hostility. Resistance can come in many forms. It might show up as criticism, where others attempt to belittle your efforts or undermine your progress. They may point out flaws, exaggerate mistakes, or question your motives, all in an effort to pull you back into a space where your light is less threatening. Sometimes resistance takes the form of silence, the kind that feels like rejection or dismissal. Friends, colleagues, or even family members may withdraw, unable to reconcile the changes they see in you with their own understanding of who they are. In extreme cases, resistance can be outright opposition, with people actively working against you or your goals. While these experiences can be disheartening, they are also a testament to the power of your purpose. Resistance arises when your presence, actions, or words challenge the comfort zones of others. It's not that you intend to provoke or disrupt, it's simply a natural byproduct of being fully aligned with who you are meant to be. Your light, your progress, and your faith stand as reminders that others, too, are capable of transformation, and that realization can be both inspiring and intimidating. In these moments, it's essential to remain grounded. It's easy to take resistance personally, to internalize it as a reflection of your worth or your path. But resistance is rarely about you as an individual. It's about the deeper truths you represent. People resist what they fear, what they don't understand, or what challenges their sense of security. Recognizing this allows you to maintain perspective and keep moving forward without becoming entangled in the negativity. It's also important to remember that resistance is not necessarily a sign of hatred or malice. Often it's a defense mechanism. People resist because they feel threatened, not because they don't value you. Sometimes their resistance is rooted in admiration or even envy and acknowledgement, whether conscious or not, that you've achieved something they desire but haven't yet pursued. Understanding this can help you respond with compassion rather than frustration. The key to overcoming resistance is to remain steadfast in your purpose. You don't need to argue, defend, or prove yourself. Your work, your actions, and your consistency will speak for themselves. Resistance may slow you down momentarily, but it cannot stop the momentum of someone who is truly aligned with their divine calling. Instead of focusing on the resistance, focus on your mission. Keep your eyes on your goals and trust that the same power that called you to this path will sustain you through any challenges. Ultimately, resistance is a sign that you're creating change, and change is never easy. But change is necessary. If you encounter no resistance, it's likely you're not pushing hard enough, not reaching far enough, or not fully stepping into your calling. Let resistance be your confirmation that you're on the right track. Embrace it as a natural part of the process and an indication of your impact. You are not here to blend in, you are here to transform, to lead, and to inspire. Resistance is proof that you are doing just that. One of the most challenging aspects of walking in your divine purpose is dealing with the projections of others. When people are confronted by your light, your confidence, or your calling, they may respond not with clarity but with confusion, projecting their internal struggles onto you. Projection is a psychological defense mechanism, a way for people to cope with feelings they cannot or will not process. Instead of dealing with their own pain, fear, or insecurities, they assign them to you as though you are the source of their discomfort. Understanding this dynamic is essential to maintaining your peace and staying on your path. When you start to make strides in your purpose, some people will see in you a reflection of what they are not yet ready to face within themselves. Your growth may remind them of their stagnation, your courage may highlight their fear, and your faith may expose their doubt. Instead of acknowledging these feelings as their own, they may project them outward, often targeting you. They might label you as arrogant when you are simply confident, accuse you of being selfish when you are setting healthy boundaries, or dismiss your success as luck to avoid confronting their own lack of effort. These projections are not about you, even though they may feel deeply personal. They are about the other person's internal battles. It's like holding up a mirror. Your light reflects both the beauty and the imperfections in those around you. For some, this is inspiring, a reminder of their potential. But for others, it's uncomfortable, even threatening. They might not be ready to face their own flaws, so instead they deflect those feelings onto you. The key to navigating this is discernment. It's important to recognize when someone's criticism, judgment, or hostility is not a reflection of your truth, but a projection of their struggles. This requires self-awareness and a strong sense of identity. When you know who you are and what you stand for, it becomes easier to separate the opinions of others from your reality. You can acknowledge their feelings without absorbing them, understanding that their perspective is shaped by their own experiences, wounds, and fears. Projection often comes from a place of pain. People who project are usually dealing with unresolved issues, whether it's insecurity, regret, or feelings of inadequacy. Your presence might unintentionally amplify these feelings simply because you are living in alignment with your purpose. This is not something you can control, nor is it something you should apologize for. Your role is not to dim your light to make others comfortable, but to continue shining, knowing that your light may eventually guide them toward their own healing. Responding to projection requires a delicate balance of grace and firmness. It's not your responsibility to fix someone else's struggles, but you can choose to respond with compassion. Instead of reacting defensively, try to see beyond their words or actions to the pain that lies beneath. This doesn't mean tolerating disrespect or mistreatment, but it does mean approaching the situation with understanding. Sometimes a calm and kind response can diffuse the tension and even open the door for deeper conversation or healing. At the same time, it's crucial to protect your peace. Not everyone will be ready to confront their own projections, and that's okay. It's not your job to force their growth or carry their burdens. Set boundaries where necessary, and don't allow their projections to derail you from your mission. Your purpose is too important to be sidelined by someone else's inability to face their own truth. Projection is a challenge, but it's also an opportunity. It's a reminder of the impact you're having and the strength you carry. By staying grounded in your truth and refusing to internalize the negativity of others, you set an example of what it means to walk confidently in your calling. You show others that it's possible to rise above fear, doubt, and insecurity, even in the face of resistance. Over time, some of those who once projected their struggles onto you may find the courage to look inward and begin their own journey of transformation. And when they do, your light will have been a part of that process. So when you encounter projection, take a step back and remember this: it's not about you, it's about the light within you and what it reveals. Keep shining and trust that even in the face of misunderstanding, your purpose is making a difference. When you carry a divine purpose, there will inevitably be moments when resistance and negativity test your patience. The reactions of others, whether they come in the form of criticism, hostility, or indifference, can make you feel as though you need to fight back, defend yourself, or prove your worth. But the power of your calling lies not in retaliation, but in your ability to respond with patience and grace. It is this calm, unshakable composure that disarms negativity and reveals the strength of your character. Negativity often seeks to provoke. People who feel unsettled by your light, your confidence, or your progress may lash out in an attempt to drag you into their turmoil. They may accuse you unjustly, misinterpret your intentions, or challenge your motives. It can feel deeply personal, but it's not. What they're seeking is a reaction, something to validate their discomfort or justify their resistance to change. If you respond with anger or defensiveness, you risk stepping out of alignment with your purpose and into the chaos they're projecting. Patience is not weakness, it's a reflection of inner strength. It takes far more courage and self-control to remain calm in the face of negativity than to retaliate. When you choose not to engage in the hostility of others, you maintain your peace and integrity. You show that your power comes not from dominating others, but from a deeper, unshakable connection to your purpose. This ability to stay grounded not only protects you, but also sets an example for others, showing them a different way to handle challenges and conflict. Responding with patience does not mean tolerating disrespect or ignoring harmful behavior. It means choosing your response intentionally. Sometimes the most powerful response is no response at all. Silence can speak volumes. At other times it means addressing the situation calmly, standing firm in your truth without allowing the negativity to consume you. Either way, your response should reflect your values, not the energy of those opposing you. This practice of patience requires a deep well of emotional and spiritual resilience. It's not something that comes naturally when you feel attacked or misunderstood. Cultivating this strength begins with a strong foundation in your identity and purpose. When you know who you are and what you stand for, the opinions and actions of others lose their power to shake you. You can see their negativity for what it is, a reflection of their own struggles, and choose not to let it define your path. Forgiveness is another critical aspect of responding with patience. Holding on to anger or resentment toward those who oppose you only drains your energy and clouds your vision. Forgiveness is not about excusing bad behavior, but about freeing yourself from the weight of negativity. When you forgive, you reclaim your peace and maintain the clarity needed to stay focused on your calling. It's also important to remember that patience is not just for others, it's for yourself as well. You are human, and there will be moments when the negativity around you feels overwhelming. You might feel tempted to react, to defend yourself, or to question whether you're on the right path. In these moments, extend grace to yourself. Recognize that growth is a process, and staying patient in the face of adversity is a skill that takes time to develop. Ultimately, patience is a powerful tool for overcoming negativity. It allows you to rise above the distractions and stay focused on what truly matters. By refusing to engage in the negativity of others, you protect your peace, maintain your integrity, and continue to move forward in your purpose. Your calm and measured response becomes a testament to the strength of your faith and the depth of your character. The most beautiful thing about responding with patience is that it often transforms the situation. Negativity thrives on conflict, but when you refuse to engage, you disrupt its power. Over time, your patience can soften hearts, open minds, and even inspire those who once opposed you to reflect on their actions. It's a quiet but profound way of spreading light in a world that so often seeks to pull others into darkness. So when you encounter negativity, take a breath. Remember who you are and the purpose you carry. Let your response reflect your higher calling, not the chaos around you. In doing so, you not only protect your own peace, but also become a source of calm and strength for others. Patience is not just a virtue, it's a strategy, a shield, and a testament to the power of walking in your divine purpose. Walking in your divine purpose often means stepping into a reality where battles are not just seen but unseen. The challenges you face are not only physical or emotional but spiritual. Being chosen by God means that you're not just carrying out a personal mission, you're playing a critical role in a larger divine plan. This makes you a target for resistance, not only from people but from forces that operate in the unseen realm. Understanding and embracing this reality is crucial for staying strong and effective in your calling. The unseen battle is not about people, though it may often seem that way. The conflicts you encounter, the negativity you face, and the obstacles in your path are often influenced by spiritual forces that aim to distract, discourage, or derail you. These forces thrive in confusion, doubt, and fear, exploiting the weaknesses of others to oppose you. It's essential to recognize that the resistance you face is rarely about the individuals involved. It's about the greater impact of your purpose and the threat it poses to darkness. To navigate this unseen battle, you must first ground yourself spiritually. Strengthening your connection to God is the foundation of your resilience. This connection provides the clarity, wisdom, and strength you need to face challenges without being overwhelmed. Prayer, meditation, and spending time in God's presence are not just practices, they are lifelines. They align you with divine wisdom, helping you discern the true nature of the battles you face and equipping you with the tools to overcome them. Faith becomes your greatest weapon in the unseen battle. It's easy to feel overwhelmed or defeated when you can't fully see the forces working against you. But faith reminds you that you are not alone, that you are backed by a power far greater than anything you might face. Trusting in God's plan, even when the path ahead seems unclear, gives you the courage to keep moving forward. Faith is not just believing that you will overcome. It's knowing that you already have the victory because you are aligned with divine purpose. Equipping yourself spiritually also involves understanding your armor. In spiritual terms, this armor includes truth, righteousness, faith, salvation, and the Word of God. These are not abstract concepts, but practical tools. The truth keeps you anchored when lies and deceptions try to sway you. Righteousness ensures your actions align with your values, giving you moral strength. Faith shields you from doubt and fear, while salvation reminds you of your eternal security, making temporary challenges less intimidating. Finally, the Word of God becomes your sword, a source of guidance, encouragement, and power. Discernment is another critical skill in the unseen battle. Not every conflict or obstacle deserves your energy. Some battles are distractions designed to drain your strength and shift your focus. Learning to discern which challenges are worth addressing and which should be ignored is vital. This wisdom often comes from your spiritual connection and trust in God's guidance. By staying aligned with your purpose, you can recognize when a situation is a genuine test or merely a tactic to divert your attention. The community plays a significant role in strengthening you for the unseen battle. Surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals who share your faith and vision creates a support system that reinforces your resolve. These people can pray with you, encourage you, and help you stay focused. Isolation makes you more vulnerable, but unity creates strength. Even in spiritual warfare, the power of collective faith and prayer cannot be underestimated. It's also important to recognize that victories in the unseen battle often come through persistence rather than immediate results. Some challenges may linger, testing your patience and resolve. In these moments, perseverance becomes an act of faith. Trusting in God's timing and continuing to stand firm, even when progress seems slow, is a testament to your commitment to your calling. Breakthroughs often come when you least expect them, but they require you to remain steadfast. Finally, never lose sight of the bigger picture. The unseen battle is not about you as an individual, it's about the greater good that your purpose serves. Every obstacle you overcome, every act of faith, and every moment of perseverance contributes to a ripple effect that extends far beyond what you can see. Your journey inspires others, shifts atmospheres, and brings light into dark places. The unseen battle is challenging, but it's also an opportunity to grow stronger, deepen your faith, and fulfill your divine mission. Trust in the power that has called you, equip yourself with spiritual tools, and face each challenge with courage and conviction. You are not just fighting for yourself, you are advancing a purpose that is far greater than you. And in the end, light always overcomes darkness.